Hi, welcome to Grandad on an Enfield. I want to talk today about depreciation on motorcycles. Now, I understand a lot of people personalise their bikes, me included, but always remember what you like, someone else may not. We all know some of us spend too much money on it, and I have done it. What it can do is make your bike more saleable, or on the other hand, it can make it less. In my opinion, chopped frames, custom paint jobs and bikes with cheap replacement parts like brake levers from China do not add value. To make it fair, I will start with my own bike, the Interceptor. I spent close to €5,000 on parts. Does this make my €9,500 bike worth €14,000? Truthfully, the answer is no. Just take a couple of things I've added to it. The free flow exhaust is because I like two exhaust pipes, but some people prefer 2-into-1s. The luggage I have fitted is because I like it. Some people don't. Now remember, this is my thoughts and what I use to value a bike. So I paid $9,500 for the Interceptor. As soon as I put my name on the logbook, that's the V5 or title, etc., it was used. So it dropped 10%. So that's $8,550. Then as soon as I put 1 kilometre on it, that dropped by another 10%. So after a year, it was worth $7,700. After 2 years, $6,900. 3 years, $6,200. 4 years, $5,600. 5 years, it would be worth €5,000. After that, it slows down. And I took a look at another Interceptor, 2022 in red. New, it was 9,200, but in 2022 it was 9,000. There's 4,000 kilometres on it. It's fairly standard. It's €6,500. A 2021 Harley CVO Ultra with 45,000 kilometres on it. New, in excess of 46,000. Now 26,500. These are bikes that are actually for sale. Sticking to a Harley, a 2022 Pan American fully loaded, 6,000 kilometres, selling now for $15,950. New started at 23,000. Fairly popular bike, a 2022 Yamaha MT-07, 26,000 kilometres, €7,500. New, they were €9,600. A 2022 Honda PC125 to be with a huge 65,000 kilometres, 3,000. New, it was 5,200. Benelli BN125 2022, 4,000 kilometres on it, 2,950. New, 3,595. That's taking into consideration the price of the new bike and the depreciation. I think that most of them should be cheaper. Okay, today we visit a place with a dark history. On the western side of the city we have Our Lady's Hospital and St. Kevin's. Our Lady's Hospital, which is the oldest of the building, was opened in 1852. It's the grey building on the left, on a steep hillside which made an exercise yard impossible to build. It was designed by William Atkins in Gothic Revival style and built by Alex Dean. At the time it was named after the Earl of Eglinton and the Lord Lieutenant of Ireland. It was named Eglinton Lunatic Asylum. It was one of the largest lunatic asylums in Europe. It was built to house 500 patients, but at various stages there were more than 1,000 patients. Within months of opening, it suffered from damp and dry rot. Life in the asylum was inhumane, with overcrowding, vermin, disease rampant, with people dying from tuberculosis and typhoid. What must be pointed out here is that most of the people did nothing to deserve to be incarcerated here. They could be ill, but most were abandoned, poor or poor homeless. Also housed were elderly with forms of dementia, special needs people and young mothers probably suffering from postnatal depression. No therapies were offered and very little was used to pass the time of day. The buildings were constantly described as overcrowded, unhygienic, profoundly anti-therapeutic and deeply stigmatising for patients, family and staff. The reports also state that there was no soap, no towels, no curtains on the windows, no seats in the toilets, and with plywood used to block broken windows, with up to 22 people using just one toilet. St Kevin's, the red brick building, was built as an overflow. Conditions didn't improve. The day started at around 7:30 a.m. 3 meals were served during the day and a bedtime between 5:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. You had nothing to do during the day unless you were selected for electrotherapy shock treatment. In 1939, a report describes the buildings as this. Over the years, the conditions inside Our Lady's Hospital and St Kevin's was condemned and declared a total disgrace. The people incarcerated in the asylum were guilty of nothing, vulnerable, innocent and harmless. They did not deserve what was being done to them. Victims of misfortune, victims of illness and indeed tragedy, of abandonment. They were locked in vermin-infested, unsanitary, dirty, dark confinements. This report, as I've said, was in 1939. Despite this, the building, I refuse to refer to it as a hospital, stayed open from 2001 to 2009. Nothing changed. People were stigmatised, felt shame and embarrassment at being locked up in these shameful buildings. Yet another example of Ireland leaving innocent, vulnerable citizens down. Our Lady's Hospital was refurbished into apartments, while St Kevin's, after years of vandalism, was badly damaged by fire in 2017. In my opinion, the building should be torn down, and the people there should have a memorial garden built there. While they were imprisoned there, they should receive compensation and given an apology. It's another black spot on Irish history. Now, next week we are travelling to one of the world's most famous horror spots. Thanks, and ride safe, Grandad on an Enfield.